All right, so let's start in. So this is room number 9. We're in session 2 today, and I'm Robert Mon. I'll be the moderator, and we have Paula Santos with us today, and she'll be presenting on integrating Scratch animation with ELA students. And so we welcome her, and she has a slide deck up, and so she has the ability to monitor chat and things like that. So I am good to go. Towards the end of the presentation, I will go ahead and put the link in the chat for you guys to evaluate the session. And then also remember, for you folks in Vegas that are trying to, that need to get your PL hours, that you have to fill out the link at the end of the session today, evaluating your, I don't know what the link is, I haven't clicked it, but Vegas folks, there's an extra link there at the end of the day that you need to make sure you fill out so you can get those PL hours. So without any further ado, Paula, I'll turn it over to you, and I'll mute myself and enjoy your presentation. Everybody welcome Paula.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Paula Santos. I am a middle school teacher at Grant Sawyer Middle School. I've been teaching, this is my 17th year of teaching in CCSD. I mostly in 16 years in elementary and 4 years being a technology specialist teacher in elementary before I moved here to teach a coding elective. So I have all that information plus my email at the end of this presentation. But so today we're going to be, just a second, it won't let me do anything.
So you try and manage your slides.
Yeah.
If you hover in the bottom left corner, there should be an advance arrow for the slides or keyboard, or what are you trying to do? Sorry.
I'm trying to go to my next slide. Okay.
There we go. Whatever you did it right. Okay.
Okay. So today I will introduce Scratch, but before I start with our learning targets, I would like to see if you could rate from 1 to 3 your knowledge about Scratch. 1 being haven't used it, 2 you've used it in the past, or 3 you are an expert. Okay, so we have a lot of 1s, 2s, 1s. Okay, so today I will show you the website, of course, and I will have videos for you to see what Scratch is all about. And also we're going to have time at the end to sign up for a teacher's account, just in case you want to use it on Monday. We will get started with that. And also I will show you how to add classes and add your students in those classes in Scratch. So Scratch is an animation platform where students can create anything from stories to presentations or games. That's a little bit about Scratch. And also today I want to show you how you will integrate English language standards to using Scratch animation. My next question is, will you type in the chat if you are general ed? If you're general ed, what grade are you teaching? Or if you are a technology or computer specialist at an elementary school? Okay. Okay. So we have a mixture of general ed, sped, and specials. So also learning target, going back to our learning target, like I said, I will also show you how to navigate, how to use the website, being a first-time user. Now, sorry, I keep clicking the All right, so a little bit of data, which we all know after the pandemic, that CCSD or most of the district is now 1-to-1 ratio with their Chromebooks. And so the philosophy is to take advantage of that, leverage technology to enhance the learning of students. And as we know, almost all of the students now are knowledgeable in video games and all kinds of media that they see online. So we want to be able to tap into that, even though we are teaching, writing or reading, right? So with the technology use also, it will increase student engagement because it's just fun for kids to create and use multimedia. And of course, when we do this kind of activities in the classroom, it promotes collaboration, because coding or developing anything is always about working together and helping each other. Also, of course, it prepares them for college or the workforce. Now, to support the initiative of the state, and talking about CCSD, my district, is there, our SLGs are always focused on improving our writing scores. So based on my experience, writing is one of the hardest subjects to teach, because sometimes we don't incorporate like the visual of it. Like, we teach them the process of writing, we give them graphic organizer, but as they grow up, as they go to a higher grade level, they don't really illustrate as part of their process. So this creating an animation, we can totally integrate as part of their pre-writing or part of their publishing. And so these are just few examples of the ELA standard that is aligned vertically from 3rd through 5th grade. So of course, literature in key ideas and details. So if you are using this Scratch on Monday or in the next weeks, these are the standards that you can use. Determine the theme of a story, of course, when they are writing their own narrative, or they are recounting a narrative that they read. You can bring in the story elements first, and then later on, they will be creating an animation based on that. And for informational text, same thing. It will help them to find the main idea and details of the text they are reading, or flipping to writing. It will help them also put together the main idea and the details of what they're trying to write. So also, like I said, in writing, informative writing or writing narrative, they can use this as pre-activity, or they can use it like a publishing activity. So these title of my presentation right here, if you want a copy of my presentation, I can always email it to you, because I link the Nevada Computer Science Standard in here, but I'm just giving you quickly where to find it. I wrote down the page number here. So the standard for computer science standard, focusing on algorithms and programming. So this one is a 4th grade one. So while they are putting together their code, they are learning also, testing and comparing algorithms. They also, of course, developing their programs in sequence. They're trying to add loops and events and conditionals, which you will see in a bit. What are those blocks examples for these standards? Also, they will practice and learn how to test and debug their program to make it work and to make it a working animation. So also a focus is impact of computing. This is a third grade example right here that I have on the screen. Of course, the students will be able to discuss technologies that have changed the world and express how they could use this in different activities to help them learn. And lastly, it's a good way to teach them that they can use somebody else's work as long as they know how to make attribution or give credit to the original creator. I say this because in Scratch also, they call it remix. They can use somebody else's work, but make it their own by changing like maybe the dialogues or changing the characters and move on from there. Let's see. So whenever I introduce Scratch to my students for the first time, I would show them this quick video montage of all the different activities that you could do with the website. It will just get them excited, and it will give them a little bit of an idea what they want to create also. So like I said, it is a free programming platform where anyone could go create stories, games, or animation. So I'm going to play this video for you guys to see different creation from students. Let's see, let me do a full screen. So the other video I have in here, which I'm not going to play, it's about 6 minutes long. It's just feedback from teachers and students who uses Scratch on a daily basis and different advantage and benefits of it. So now, before we go into the website, I just want to show you some examples or some topics here that students created. The first one is, we can say science, or you could also be informational writing, which actually shows animation of the water cycle. Let me click this real quick. Full screen. Okay, so that is just looping. Let me just go back to my. Okay, so one idea is to have them remix this project, meaning they will be able to use this animation, but just add maybe labels to it, or maybe definition of the process or of the cycle. Another example is we created this one during Week of Respect, meaning I just want to show you different ways you can literally use Scratch in every topic. So one thing is they could use it, for example, during kindness week or during the holidays, or this one specifically is for respect. So this animation do not have any a lot of characters or backgrounds. It's just messages like what is respect. So what I always tell my students is that animation is just pictures with movement. So they can create from presentation. This cause and effect is a presentation where a student is explaining what it means when we say cause and effect. So let me just play that real quick for you.
Hi kids, my name is Joe. Today we'll be learning about cause and effect. The cause is something that happens. The effect is what happens because of the cause. Here's one example.
Cause: Joe ate a pine cone. Effect: Joe has splinters on his tongue.
Out.
So quick examples there that they can use that for any type of presentation. So for example, if they just had a project in research, instead of creating Google Slides for their research, they can create some type of animation in Scratch also. And of course, the good old short story animation where they could just publish their writing piece by creating an animation that will go with it. These ones are created by my students. I'm not gonna show you those ones just for the sake of time. But right now, do you have any questions before I move on? No questions?
I do.
Okay.
About how long did it take your 3rd to 5th graders to put one of those together?
Like I said, when I show you in a bit, there are a lot of tutorials, so it will not take them long to learn it. And the tutorial, there is a tutorial how, if for example, how do you animate a story? So what I tell my students is we're gonna watch that, we usually watch it together. And when they go to their computer and log in on their own account, they can always watch it and practice putting those blocks together. And in the first few weeks, I don't suggest them creating a blank project. I suggest, which I model a lot, looking up for an animation or whatever topic you're doing, searching for one and then remixing it, meaning you look at it, if that's something you want to use for your own, you can edit and publish it later, as long as, you know, they will write notes on what they change, and it will say in there who's the original creator is, but that's our first step for them to just remix projects. So that would
Which seems like it's a great tie-in to copyright.
Yes.
And who owns what, which is another computer science standard.
Exactly, yes. Any other questions? No, okay. So moving on. So I know you don't have this right now, but if I'm going to show it to you and we could do it together. So the website for Scratch is scratch.mit.edu. I can also put that in the chat. So I'm going to go in now and just show you for now. So this is what the website look like. This is the homepage. This is where you're gonna. Mine will look a little bit different from yours because mine is I'm already logged in. But first you're going to go to the tab that says for teachers. And then from there, you will for educators, and then on that page, you will see teacher's account, and click that teacher's account, and there is a button that says request for an account. So let me type that. And then because in Scratch, they need to verify that you are a teacher. So it might, sometimes it takes a while for them to verify you. Sometimes it takes 24 hours or a few hours. So if you would like, we can start the process now. I will type the website in the chat right now, and then we can all go there, and I'll keep this step-by-step direction on the screen so we can go back and forth. So let's just go to Scratch. Yes, I have heard this also, but yeah, CS first instead, yes. So let me, yeah, the reason for that is for security, but as a teacher, you will see all the activities of your students, every comment they write to other creators. You can, of course, delete their account. You can suspend their account, or, you can monitor them. So I am using just Scratch. I don't go through CS first, and I haven't had any problems with security or do you see it in the chat? I did type the website. I don't know if that's a link. But I do. Okay. So what I did, if you would like to go through CS first, it's still going to be the same Scratch interface, but I'm not sure if you could, if you're using your Google account, you can just sign in using your Google account. Let me see here. If it looks the same as signing up as using the regular Scratch. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't done this. So if you would like, let's just use the Scratch, the regular Scratch website for now, just for me to show you how to sign up for an account and learn and how to navigate the website. Sorry. Let me sign out. So on my screen right now, this is the regular Scratch website. This is the home page. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a button that says for educators. Click that. And then when you get to the teachers page, click teacher's account. And then click request account. And that's where you're going to set up your username, password. They will be asking your school. And then, like I said, they'll be replying with the verification, and that's the time you will be able to use your So let's take maybe 2 more minutes to fill out the requests, teacher's account requests. And then I will show you real quick how to add classes into your account. So whenever you get your account verified, you will be able to add your classes. Okay, so moving on, I will now show you how to, I'm going to show you how to add classes. So I'm going to log into my my own account here. So when you log into your teacher's account, this is what you're going to see. You will, let me just, I need to move this. So you will have your name on the top right-hand side corner, and you are going to go to My Classes. I already have all my classes here, but you will click New Class to create one. You are going to name your class, label it, and a little description here, and add class. Now, to add students, you're going to click and go to the Students tab. You may add your students one by one by clicking the plus new student, or what I did with mine, because if you are a computer special class, you're going to have multiple classes. So what I usually do, you can always upload a CSV file, which is an Excel spreadsheet from Infinite Campus, or the easiest, I think, based on my experience, is to send a student a sign-up link. So this link is unique from every other class that you're going to create. So you're going to click student sign-up link, and then you're going to agree and then get that link. So this link you may send to students through Canvas or through Google Chat if you're doing that. But when they click this link, it will show them the box that you saw a while ago signing up. They will be able to set up and create their own username and password. What I do with my classes, we have a username. We follow a convention wherein they start with their first name, and then if they want to add a nickname after that or a combination of numbers, they can. Also, the password, I usually make it a generic password for everybody, because they will go back to you the next day and ask, they forgot about their password already. It's easy to reset password, but it's easier if everybody just use one password, like coding 2023 or something like that. So when you do that, you are just going to wait for students to click that link, sign up for an account, and then they will show on your screen. You will see everything that's being added. So this is how it looks like. I'm going to show you one of my classes here. I have 47. So this is what it's going to look like. Like I said, you can easily reset password by clicking account setting, and then you manually change it to a generic one if you have to. But because some student will change their password into their personal password, but this is how you're going to reset it just in case they forget about it. Now, Now I'm going to show you how to navigate the website with your student for the first time. So let me go back to my account here. So like I said, this is the homepage. This is what they're going to see when after they log in. Now, the main tabs are create, explore, ideas. So the order I teach the kids on how to navigate this, we always start with ideas. Like, remember a while ago when I said that there is going to be a lot of video resources for you to show your class. So if you go to ideas and scroll down, if you click choose tutorial, it will have short video tutorial that will show them how to create animation. So for example, they want to create a short story that matches their writing piece. So when you click the video tutorial, it will give them a blank project in the back and then the video on top of it, because the idea is they would watch it and then after that they would rewatch it and follow how the code or blocks are being built. So just a quick example, I'm going to play this video for you to see.
You can use Scratch to tell a story, create a conversation, switch scenes, or do whatever else you can imagine. To get started, let's pick a background. I'll go with the witch house. Now let's pick a sprite. I'll pick the wizard. Let's have our character say something. I'll have my character say, "Welcome to magic school." I'd like to add another character, so I'll choose another sprite. This time, I'll pick the elf. It looks like the elf isn't facing the wizard, so I'll change the way they're looking. Let's go to the costume tab and choose flip horizontal, so the costume is now flipped to face the wizard. Let's make a conversation. I'll add a say block to the elf sprite. I'll make this character say, "I'm going on a quest." Let's click the green flag to see what happens. They both speak at the same time, so let's go ahead and add a wait block before the elf speaks. I'll make this 2 seconds. Let's have the characters change scenes. I'll add another background. This time I'll choose mountain. I'll reselect the elf sprite and go back to the coding area. Let's have the characters start at the witch house. Wait 4 seconds, which is how long the conversation is, and then switch to the mountain backdrop. Finally, what if we don't want the wizard to be in the mountain scene? Let's go back to the wizard sprite and add a when backdrop switches to block.
Okay, so how we get started is I always get started with their setting. Go back to the setting of your story, which is in Scratch, you pick your background. There is a folder where they could just pick what's available for them, but later on, kids that as they learn and as they advance can always download a picture that they would like to use as a background. After that, they will look into their writing and figure out who's their character. In Scratch, we call them sprites. And sprites also have a lot of available sprites here that they could use, but also they could also draw, as you saw in an example a while ago. They can draw a background, or they can draw a sprite, or they could use what's available for them in the website. So if you hover into the background, it will say stage backdrops. If you hover into the plus sign, they can draw, they can upload. Same with sprite, they can draw or they can upload. Now, this workspace right here is where they're gonna drag their blocks to put together. And also there are color coded if they would like to add movement, they would like to add sounds, and all that. But let me show you one more thing. After you show them tutorial, you can always model how to create one, but in that ideas tab, if you scroll, let's go back to, let me go back to the home page. We are still in the ideas tab. If you scroll down, there's this thing called project starters. Project starters are animation that is already done. All they need to do is to edit it or add into it. So there, one category is animation, one is art, music and dance, and stories right here is already started for them. And also video sensing is a little bit of an advanced skill. So for example, if you click one of the projects, you will see right here, you can watch it, or you can go click see inside to see the codes. After they watch it, if that's the one they would like to use, the remix button is right there. When you click remix, that's the mode where you can edit the code to personalize them. As you can see here, there is 4 sprites, 2 characters, and a background right here. So they can change them up, but also know that if they will delete any of the items, that code that go with that item will be deleted also. You can also, let me go back to ideas right here, getting started, activity guides. These are the video tutorial right here. So you can also, they can also remix projects that other students created. Like I said, if you go to explore, they can see categories of animations here. Simply animations are the short stories, games that kids created, music animation. If you go to stories, they can also, they can always browse and watch. It is. So it's the same thing if they click one. This is, I'm just gonna click random one here. So when you click a project here, okay. Right, I don't know what happened there. Let me click a different one. Okay, so this is the first thing they will see. They can click the green flag to watch it, try it. And then if they decide that this is the one they would like to remix, the remix button is right there. As soon as they click remix, it creates a copy for them. This is now their own copy that they could edit. So of course you can give them keywords to search for, because like I said, there's like tons and tons of projects published here. So if your topic is about cause and effect, they could type that out, and you can even give them 1 or 2 example exclusively that they can remix, especially for elementary. Just give them something that they could remix instead of them searching and browsing forever. And then you can model how to change up the background or add a character, and you can all watch it together that way. Any questions so far? No, okay, so the first time I used Scratch with my elementary students, I haven't used it before, so I always tell them that we're gonna learn together. So if I have kids who would like to just, no, I want to create my own, I don't want to remix. You can let them do that, but also if they have questions for you, you can figure it out together. You don't need to be a master in Scratch in order to be able to teach it, because as you go along, you will see, you will also learn the basics of Scratch. Like first thing, add a background, pick your character, 2 or 3 characters, and then what do we do with those characters? We want them to say something, which is if you click looks is a category wherein you can put something on the screen for them to look at. So the first block is a say block. The say block will give your character a dialogue. So you can type anything in there saying hello or whatnot. And also, of course, if you want to animate your character, you can always go to motion. So we go through every single block together. Also, we test it out. We check, okay, how does moving 10-step look like? And then we just do it together the first time. Let me just see my. So just to recap, always start with the ideas tab because it will give you the tutorial, and then it will give you project starters. After that, you can show them explore, which is look at other kids' creation and show them how to remix that. And then after a while, if they're comfortable creating their own, click create. It will give them a blank workspace to build their own animation. So that is the end of my presentation. Who do you have any idea how you will use this in your reading or writing? Please share.
So I've actually been using code.org Sprite Lab
Yes.
from Carly Goodell. I actually work with Carly here in Carlin. And what had happened was she gave me the idea, and I've been doing a novel book study I created because I couldn't find one on Teacher Pay Teachers or anywhere.
Yes.
And, but so I had, I've been having my students every few chapters, they have to recreate like a scene from what they read, and including conversations between characters and everything like that. So Scratch really is pretty much a Sprite Lab. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I've been able to incorporate something like this. And I do like aspects of this, especially the way the characters look than in code.org, and the way you're able to control things a little bit differently. But anyways.
That's awesome. Yes. And also with me, I teach middle school. I don't actually teach, reading or writing, but I encourage them to write something. If, for example, a short story, whatever we're learning, and they use Scratch for everything. If they want to present an idea, because they love adding their own picture there or drawing. That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? If you are in elementary, 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade.
There
I
were
have this
some.
student. Oh, sorry, Harmony.
No, you're good, Jennifer. Go ahead. I already asked
I
a
have
question
some-
earlier.
Oh, that's okay. I have some 5th graders. We're about ready to start the revolution, and we, instead of just illustrating a piece of their knowledge, we might try it on this Scratch. And I think the kids are pretty adept that they'll catch on, and hopefully we have some school appropriate scratches that come out. But I think it'll be fun to try it next week. Thanks.
Yes, I agree. They will have so much fun. You will have to stop them from working because they'll just keep going. One thing with that also, when, for example, for Black History Month, They did research about a Black pioneer, for example, and I taught them how to upload the picture. So they would just crop the head's picture and draw the body as they speak and, present themselves, or could be a dialogue between two characters and stuff. So that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing.
So just a question, because people were bringing up safety concerns in the chat. Can you block what part of Scratch they can get into when you're saying open it up and they can only go to certain areas, only into the project starters? Can you limit where they can go in Scratch, or do you have to be keeping an eye on your students while they're on there?
Unfortunately, you cannot block anything in Scratch as far as them searching, but from my experience, Scratch is very great at filtering. They have words that they filter. If the content is inappropriate, it will be reported right away. For example, even one of my students made a comment on somebody else's work that used not really a bad language, but it's something unacceptable. It will flag right away, and you will see it as a flag when you go to your teacher's account, and Scratch will delete it. And I always tell the kids, it is a database of thousands and thousands of projects. They need, just give them it at the beginning, just give them an example of what to search for and what to click, and not just let them just go find something.
All right. Any last minute questions for Paula before we wrap this up here? Great job, Paula. I really liked how you tied in the standards to begin with. Like anything we use in the classroom, we have computer science. We just don't want to grab stuff because it's fun and cool. We have to make sure it's tied into those standards. So nice job on that. All right. So there it is. Make sure you grab the link and do the evaluation on the session, and Paula can get that feedback in a while. And then make sure also, once again, you Vegas folks, for your PL hours, you'll have to do a different session conference evaluation, and that should be found there in Canvas. So nice job, Paul. Thank you very much. And did you want to share your email? You said at the beginning, did you want to do that? If me has any questions, or
Yes, I can type. It's at the end of my presentation, but I can
okay,
type it here in the chat.
Okay, so Paula's going to put her email there. You have any questions about what she's doing in the classroom? But awesome job. Certainly, when I was a kid, I'd much rather build something than type of paper. That's just me.
That's true for most of the kids.
Did you just say that we need to do a different evaluation if we were in Southern region?
Yeah, so there are two evaluations you'll be looking for. There's an evaluation link that applies to all the sessions. You'll just pick what session is and give feedback to the presenter. And then there's another link for those of you folks that are in Vegas to get your PL hours. You'll need to do that one, and that's the conference feedback one. So yes, there are two if you're in Vegas. Make sure you get that conference one.
Okay, because they look like the exact same one. Because I've used both of them now. I've used the one in the chat and then the one in the campus.
I actually opened the one from the chat in my last session, and it literally took me to the one from the conference form.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me set. Here's the link I have. I'll just throw it in real quick. This is the link for the conference one that I was given. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Sorry, my screen blanked out. I'm like, what the heck happened? Okay, so here's the link for the conference one. I'll send that real quick. So that's the message. That's the link I got for the conference, and then further up in the chat was for the session. So if they're the same, let me know real quick, and I'll give feedback to Jackie.
That was the end of the event.
Yes, yes. The one for the session is what I put in earlier. Do you guys need that one real quick?
No.
Okay. All right, everyone, have a great weekend and enjoy your last session.
Thank you.